Alright, okay, today we'll be solving the Leetcode medium type problem, that is set matrix 0. What the problem says is basically that uh, so you have to you have to convert all the 1 to the corresponding row and the column, because here the index of the matrix is 1 comma 1, and you have to convert all the row corresponding to attach to it. So all the row means this row, and all the column element means this column. So you have to simply convert this matrix to this matrix, where all the row matrix is 0 and the column matrix is 0, right? So you have to simply convert this matrix to this. So suppose here the element is 0, so you have to convert this element, this all element, to convert it into 0, this all element converted into 0, and for this 0, this all element converted into 0, and this all element converted into 0. So we will traverse row wise and column wise, and convert all the element to the 0. So first of all, we have to do, let's take let's say we are taking an unordered set, right? So where we will taking the first of all, we have to check where the 0 index actually positioning. So after getting the position of the 0, then we will be traverse from the each row and column, right? So let's take an unordered set, right? And it's integer type. Let's so we record actually 2, so let's 1 row and column, right? So why we required 2? Because we will specifically insert the row wise and column wise. You will require 2 set of, right? So you have to convert row wise and then column wise, right? Or you have to first you have to do column wise then row wise. So it's your choice, but you have to only traverse towards the row and towards the column, right? Don't diagonal or any other element, so you don't disturb them, right? So let's take the size of the row and the row column, right? So let's int r, that will be the matrix dot size, right? And let's take one for loop, so for which we will traverse to the so let's take this is the array, right? Then we'll traverse towards the column, so this should be less than r. And for the next for loop, we will traversing towards each element of the column of that particular row. So let's take j is equal to 0 to j less than column, right? And j plus plus. So if you get matrix of 0, right? Matrix of I and j is equal to 0. If you take this, then we'll find, so you have to insert it in the set, right? So let's take rows, so row dot insert. So you have to simply insert function that is already in the set. So what you will insert, you will insert the position, right? So you have to simply insert the I according to the row, and you have to simply insert the column into the j. So after returning from this for loop, we will getting our I and j's index that is already stored in our. So now let's take the for loop where we take auto, let's auto name it as ampersand r by ampersand, because we want to change this pass by reference and in row matrix, right? So in row, right, then we'll be passing another for loop for the to fetch the each of the column. So I is equal to 0 to I less than c, right? So we will traversing to the each column element for particular row, right? And convert, so matrix of row of I, that will be equal to 0, right? and we will simply copy this for loop because we will be again traverse the column wise for the same element, and here we will take the CO, let's say for column matrix, so COL, and for here I'll be traversing to the each row element, so simply R, and this will be the column and this will be the I, right? So I think we are done. Let's run our code. Okay, so here is the error. Let's run the code. Here I mistake, this would not be row, this would be row, right? And this would not be column, this would be CO, right? So what the variable I pass, that should be here. Let's run the code. Okay, I think our output is coming. Let's submit it. Let's accept it. So thank you for listening.